So guys, listen, today is a special one for me. I just lost a friend of mine. Her name is Gracie. She was, we think, about 14 years old. She was a Maltese, and she was a rescue. And if any of you out there have lost a puppy, you know the pain and what love they bring to us. But listen, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that bell, and let's get into this. Brandi, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I do. I think in general, I think it's more difficult to lose a pet than it is a person most of the time. I mean, if I'm watching a movie and a person dies, I don't necessarily lose my shit. But if the dog dies in the movie, I'm just like a sobbing mess. It's insane. It's the only thing in the world that gives you unconditional love.
Absolutely.
Dogs are fucking pumped when you get home. You know, there's no one in your house that's like super excited when you walk through the door, except your dog loses his shit. You know, they're like, oh my God, you're home, Jesus Christ.
You're the only thing in my world.
That is the greatest feeling.
Jesus Christ Superstar just walked in the door. And my wife's throwing plates at me and the dog's like, what?
And they're the only things that cue on to how you're feeling and what you need from them so quickly. And like you said, unconditionally.
They're so in tune.
Right. There's not a time that like when you have a bad day, they're going to be uninterested in you. Or if you've had a great day, that they're still going to match you with that same love and appreciation.
So I'm going to tell you guys a short story. She was a little Maltese. A friend of mine called me from the sheriff's department, and they had raided a puppy mill this a number of years ago. And I went down there, and they were going to euthanize her. And one of the deputy sheriffs, Orange County guys, are awesome. They gave me a towel, wrapped her up, and I took her home. But she had a lot of issues. But the thing is, guys, rescue puppies, you can never do such a great thing because they love you to death and they understand. They get it.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. I worked at a humane society while I was in high school, and a big focus at that location was rehabilitating dogs that had been rescued from dog fighting rings.
Wow.
And
that's fucking brutal, dude.
That's intense. Yeah, that's
just
intense.
Brutal.
Horrible. But the way you could see the puppies who were going to be like the beat up dogs for the bigger ones come in and be incredibly skittish. But as soon as you begin to develop that understanding that you're the one who comes to me to like make sure my blanket is warm and my room is clean and you give me a little food, it's from the difference in hours to weeks where they just see you as the most precious thing in their world.
Oh my God. Well, can you
allow
imagine?
them to finally feel safe where they never did. Yeah.
No, they couldn't trust anything. They couldn't trust the humans that were around them or the other dogs. And that's why I love you're getting in contact with your local shelters and talking to the volunteers. And if you are interested in adopting, get into that community, because saving those pups goes such a long way.
Well, let me also explain that not all rescue dogs are just mutts found on the street.
Absolutely
they are
not.
also breed dogs, you know, and I think a lot of people turn up their nose. I mean, even if you're getting a dog from a breeder, you're still saving that dog and you're going to love that dog. I think that it's irresponsible and cruel to turn up your nose. Either way, it's a creature and it's loved, and you just should allow people to love animals. You know, I understand that we're overpopulated with them, and that is irresponsible on every level.
But if you're able to be the one to provide care to that animal, and believe me, it will reciprocate 10 times whatever you give it.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. I mean, this is the time of year, though, that people think that giving a gift of a puppy is a good idea. And some people, you know, they get the dog and they're initially very excited, and then they realize what a task it is and how much you have to put, how much effort you have to put towards that. And often then they ended up putting back into the system, which is unfortunate. So make sure that the person you're buying the puppy for is willing to take on that task.
But let me tell you from experience, guys, I've had a lot of dogs growing up. And Gracie, a little Maltese, she was the best dog. I mean, they were all great, but she was the best dog we've ever had. And I think she knew that she was rescued, and I think they know that. And we don't want to support these places. The other puppies that we had bought, we'd always got them from a a pet store or whatever, and I that's usually a great business. But there's so many dogs out there that need to be rescued. Always look at that first, I think.
Well, I think pet stores often they neglect the animals. There's a lot of mistreatment in those scenarios. I think that's why across the board, they've kind of gotten rid of those.
It's a product for them.
Yeah, basically, yes,
Yeah.
it is a product. And, I had my kids work at a rescue. We went every week, and
That's awesome.
They got to feed the dogs and walk the dogs and clean up after them. And I think that was, it's pivotal. You kind of need to do that in order to just kind of, I don't know, have some fucking empathy.
Yeah, it's a good lesson in selflessness.
Right.
To grow empathy beyond yourself.
Exactly.
I suck at that because every time I go into one of those places and help out, I want to take them all home.
That was a big problem. We all
Right.
wanted to take them all home.
You want to take them all home?
We ended up taking one home.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker, Texas Ranger. I think he was the one that.
Did he
just
know
had
martial arts?
He was so cute. Yeah.
He was a bit of a drinker too.
Yeah,
from what I
and a
understand.
biter.
Yeah.
He was a drinker and a biter. Yeah. He was kind of a dick. I think that he was just kind of feisty, and nobody wanted to grab that guy, but he was so cute. So we took him, and he ended up just biting everyone, even me. And I love that dog the most. And he just was kind of that guy. But we gave him to an old lady who also was bitter and cranky, and they fit well
Hand in
together. They fit well together.
Hey guys, it is the season, and a lot of people are going to be out, getting gifts, and they'll be buying puppies and kitties and all that kind of fun stuff. But I would really encourage you, go to these shelters and these outfits and we'll put quite a few up that are in our neighborhood at the end of the program. But you know what? They need your help, and it might not be exactly what you want, but it will be after you get them home.
Puppy Finder is a good one, and it's of all rescues. You can scroll through. You can get older dogs. You can get puppies that are just need a home and may not have a lot of time.
Yeah, because that dog with the old bones could appreciate your warm home during the holidays just as much, if not more,
If you're
than the little pup.
looking,
Yeah.
if you're looking to donate money, these are really, really good causes.
One thing I think that is always a trend that we hear about are fad dogs, right? When Game of Thrones was becoming a big thing, huskies, your wolf-looking breeds became hugely popular for a few months.
Yeah.
Because then as soon as the responsibility continues to develop, as
That
the
dog's
dog
a lot of work.
grows,
You got to be committed.
A lot of maintenance.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And the nice thing about the shelters is these folks who work or volunteer there are doing it because they really have a heart for animals, and they'll have the background to tell you a lot of the nuances of raising different breeds. So becoming the most educated dog parent you can be for adding a new member to the family will only serve you and the animal as time goes on.
Fostering dogs as well, or animals in general, is also a very, very kind thing to do. I couldn't do it because I would become too attached.
I would
and
fall in
keep
love
them
with
all.
every one of them. Yeah.
So that is a special skill that people
Yeah.
have, where they're able to give them everything that they need and then release them to someone else.
Yes.
I wouldn't be able to, but I think that is a phenomenal gift as well.
I know some people are going to hate me for this, but
Oh, they already do.
They already do.
Don't worry
But
about
listen, you can go get yourself a new puppy from a store, or you can go save a life, and do something very cool. So listen, support those franchises that these are nonprofit places. These are just people with great hearts and a lot of love. So share the love, and if you're going to get a puppy, we'll put up a list. And God bless. Love you guys.